Up from blue earth I found blue dawn. With mighty flight I flew up on songs of earth which sang for me to fly, and there above the blue dawn wall. Once in a sort of lucid dream I flew up above the earth. To my surprise I found a blue wall of water. I had in the dream pressed my forehead against it to penetrate through as I sometimes do in lucid dreams, to pass through, but I could not this time. What is this blue water of water, the blue dawn, the beginning of some mysterious place? I'm not sure. I wonder here, as a beginner, whether it has something to do with this scripture in the book of Genesis. I'll use the New International Version translation for the purpose of emphasis. And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." The word vault is alternately translated as expanse, heavens, or the term which most of us are familiar with, firmament. And then verse 8, God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning, the second day. The word sky is translated as heavens. Strange, in all this enigma, that the thing that strikes my curiosity most is that God apparently went out of his way to give this vault or place a name. Why call it out like this? And God called the vault sky or heavens. It is a discomfort in an uncomfortable paradigm of heavenly geography. It is not heaven yet it is heaven, and I think we should be able to go there, through the blue dawn wall. Perhaps I don't need to fly up to the wall and through the wall like a rocket. Perhaps I am there when I am still next to a quiet stream of water in a green forest, and birds chirping and the wind breezing, and all is lovely and I am lovely. On another note, it appears to me that in the deep fundamentals of the physics of existence, from a spiritual view, is the concept of visible and invisible, hidden and exposed, that sort of thing. Apparently it is some deep dynamic, and each state has a function. With this in mind, we come across the scripture in the New Testament, and having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. The New Living Translation concludes it this way: he shamed them publicly by his victory over them on the cross. Though the imputation of shame is probably part of the equation, I wonder here if another angle is part of it, the idea of visibility rather than the outright purpose of shame. Did Christ change their hidden state into a visible state? And if we borrow terminology from natural physics, as we must because it is the nearest thing for our minds to understand, we can say Christ changed their quantum state to another quantum state, forever by transmuting the enemies to the domain of the visible, and not only their bodies, as it were, but all their deeds which entangled with them, every dark trade, flipped to the quantum state of the visible from which place they are judged and from which place they are forever weak.